Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, welcome to the Nature Zachary show. I'm Nature Zachary. Today we're doing a first aid video, and we're calling it the angler video because let me share a story. We were at the pond, and I was cutting up a lure, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I cut myself.
That's right. He was using my pocket knife, and he cut himself while we were fishing, and he was bleeding all over the place. And I didn't have a Band-Aid or anything like that with me in my tackle box or in my truck. And I said, you know what? We should have a tackle box. So that's why we decided to make what we're calling the Angler's First Aid Kit. And we're going to show you at home how you can make one too. All right, so some of the stuff we have, I think the number one thing you probably end up using is what? What do you think?
Yeah, probably Band-Aids.
Probably Band-Aids. That's going to be the number one thing. This will probably something that, I mean, everybody has used, obviously, and they're very good to have. And we have different sizes. We got a box that has different sizes in it. Zach, tell them why you might need different sizes instead of just one.
Well, you could just be walking around and you might step on something because you fell in the water with, then you have to take your shoes off, and you might step on like a stick or something. And that would just be like a regular Band-Aid. But let's say, for example, I was gonna, let's see, if I fell in the water and I got hit by a boat on my face, and it was summertime right now, and I burned my head. And I was bleeding because it burned me so bad.
So you're basically saying you might need a bigger Band-Aid in that case.
Yes.
Yeah, well, and that's a good reason why you should have different sizes, and that's also why we're putting in these big ones. These are like real big. That's like the actual size of them right there, and that's
10 times bigger than these ones right over here.
Than like the smallest one in this box, yeah. And we also have some just regular gauze if you're bleeding and you need to soak up some blood, or if you want to do some cleaning of the area, which is also why we're adding this. This is first aid antibiotic ointment, and that's good if you want to clean the wound or clean the area. You don't want to get an infection. You want it as clean as possible. This will help kill those germs, those bad germs, that bacteria.
Or COVID could get into that.
Yeah.
But it would be better than that because now we know how to fight COVID.
Yeah. You know what else we're going to put in there? We're going to put in this. It's called Afterbite. It's actually, it's really cool. It's something that you can put on, you just rub on after you get bit by like an ant, for example, a fire ant, or a bee sting.
Or a scorpion.
Yeah, but you might want to go to the hospital, but
yeah,
this will definitely take care of the pain anyway. So those are good. Mosquito bites too. They're great for mosquito bites. They'll definitely help. So we're going to put that in here too, because if you're outdoors, you can run into stuff like that. Yeah. We're also putting sanitizer, hand sanitizer in there, because again, you want your hands clean if you're going to be doing something with a wound, or if you're going to help someone else, you should have clean hands, because if you're touching fish or worms or dirt,
or let's say, for example, you caught catfish and you're taking the hook out of it and it poops on you, then you would have to put sanitizer.
That's right. You definitely want it hand sanitizer, so that's good. And we also have this big wrap. And that's
like you.
What's this for?
This is for breaking bone.
Yeah, like a sprain.
Yeah.
Sprain your wrist and ankle, or if you break something. This can put a splint. If you have to use one of those, this will help keep it in place. At least till you get to a hospital or a doctor.
Or do the splits by accident. If you're like, whatever.
And it's self-adhering, which means it will stick to itself. So you don't need any clips or anything special like that. It'll stick to itself. So this is important. And finally, we also have this. It's called the Pocket Guide to Emergency First Aid.
And if you want to see,
It's a nice little book that has a lot of tips and tricks for various things, first aid related. It's very good to have. If something happens, you can flip through and read a little bit about it. In an emergency, it's good to have that information right there in black and white, right in front of you. So you can put these
in a baggie.
or a box or any kind of container. But we're using this baggie. Do you know why, Zach? Do you know why we're going to put our first aid kit in a big Ziploc baggie?
Because
There's a couple reasons. Well, what do you think?
it could preserve it.
Well, that's not really the reason, but
Or, if you use a box, you have to tape it, and you have to use scissors, but don't have any scissors, and it would just be easier to rip it off with your bare hands.
you know what? Scissors would be good for this first aid kit too, just in case you had to cut something. But
Yes.
I didn't think of that. Actually, the real reason why I'm using this is number one, because it takes up less space. You see, you can kind of crush it and put it maybe even in a tackle box if you'd like. Or I'm going to keep this in the seat of our truck for if we really, hopefully we don't ever need it, but if we need it, it'll be in the truck and it'll save space. But if you're on a boat or you're fishing somewhere near water, like a lake or a river, and this falls in, this will help, it'll float in the water and hopefully it won't sink and maybe you can grab it before it's too late. But that's basically how you make a first aid kit. It's very simple to do. It's easy to just throw this stuff together as we've done today. And I think if you go to CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, any kind of pharmacy place or store, they actually sell first aid kits in little boxes.
And if you can also see this, I don't know if you can see it, but this is actually the human body.
Here, get closer to the camera, show them. Can you see that at home? Ah, there you go.
We got right here the
So what's that
heart.
showing you?
If you get hooked right here, it won't be that bad, but if you get hooked right in the head, right there.
Yeah, you don't want to get hooked in the head.
Yeah, that would probably kill yourself.
It might, and
If it's like an ocean hook.
you can definitely bleed to death. But some of the items we've put in here might be able to buy you enough time to save a life. Like Zach said earlier, you could really save a life with some of this stuff. And again, it's first aid because it's the first thing you're going to do, the first way to treat yourself. And you really should get to a hospital or a doctor or just get yourself home. But it can save a life, so it's good to have it, right? Who might use something like this other than fishermen, Zach? Who else could you benefit from having a first aid kit?
Hunters.
Yeah, there you go.
People who hike.
Oh yeah, hikers if you're out there. Because you know what? That's a good point.
I got a good one.
What's that?
Poachers.
Poachers.
Yes.
We don't condone poaching on this show or this channel.
Oh yeah, but that would be just an example.
Okay. Well, I guess they would need them too. But Zach made a good point about the hikers. It's really, in my mind, anyone who's far away from civilization. So hunters, fishers, hikers, just people enjoying the outdoor, bike riders. If you're going to not be close to a home or a hospital, the first aid kit is very important because this is the stuff that can save you until you can get closer to those places. So any outdoor activity, you probably should have a first aid kit somewhere. So like I said, we're putting this in the truck. We're going to keep it. I'm going to put it under the seat.
Even if you are outside watering the plants. Because something still could get you.
You could, but buddy, if you're outside watering your plants, you can just walk back in your house and you have all this stuff in your house.
I mean like where there's like a bear's a bear could just walk up to your house. Or because they won't be scared of the house, but they won't be scared of you and it'll just attack you.
Good point. Okay, let's put on some of this stuff that we had here. Let's do an example of using this stuff. How about that? All right, there you go.
I'm happy.
Just like that. I've applied some first aid to Zach, and he's good to go. And he can get back to fishing. All right, well, thank you guys for watching our video, and I hope you make a first aid kit too. We call this the Angler's First Aid Kit, but it can really be used for just about anybody, but that's what we're thinking about the most, because we do fishing a lot. So make one and take it with you. Stay safe out there. Zachary, do you want to say anything?
Thank you for watching my video. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Bye.